Hello, this is Opinion Radar. If you're into woodworking, home improvement, or even the occasional furniture build, you've probably faced one of those small frustrations that turn a simple project into a full-blown challenge, something that seems easy in theory, but demands perfect precision in practice. Today, we're looking at a tool that tackles one of those quiet but critical tasks, drilling shelf pin holes with consistency and confidence. The Milescraft 1343 Shelf Jig isn't flashy, but it's the kind of helper you didn't know you needed until you used it. At just $33, it promises accuracy, convenience, and repeatability, all wrapped in a compact design that fits in your pocket. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through how it's built, how it performs in real projects, where it excels, and where it has some limits. This isn't just about drilling holes. It's about saving time, reducing errors, and stepping up the quality of your builds. Let me tell you, if you've ever spent time building cabinets or installing adjustable shelves, let me tell you, if you've ever spent time building cabinets or installing adjustable shelves, you know the pain of getting those shelf pin holes perfectly aligned. I used to rely on measuring tape, marking points by hand, and wrapping masking tape around my drill bit to control depth. It worked, but rarely did I get everything spot on. That all changed when I picked up the Milescraft 1343 Shelf Jig. This compact little tool is a game changer for any woodworker, fixer-upper, or weekend DIYer. It's designed with precision in mind, offering standard 32mm spacing and compatibility with both a 1/4" and 5mm shelf pins, which covers the vast majority of hardware out there. The fact that it comes with 2 drill bits and a drill stopper means you can literally open the box and get to work right away, no hunting down extra parts or accessories. For the price point of $33, it's an absurdly solid value, especially when you consider how much frustration it saves you down the line. From the moment I first set it up, I was surprised by how quickly everything clicked into place. No complicated instructions, no fiddling, just straight to drilling perfect holes every time. One of the things I appreciate most about this jig is how thoughtfully it's built. The construction feels substantial without being bulky. It's made of durable plastic with reinforced metal bushings that guide your drill bit vertically, which is critical for ensuring your shelves sit perfectly level. I've used other jigs before that wobble or shift under pressure, but this one holds firm whether I'm clamping it in place or just holding it down by hand. The design includes a removable fence and thumbscrew plate, which gave me the flexibility to work on cabinets that already had face frames installed, something that would have been a headache with a more rigid tool. On one project, I needed to retrofit a closet system, and being able to take the fence off entirely and drill freehand from the back of the cabinet was a huge advantage. I'll admit, I wish I had an extra alignment pin because losing or damaging that small part could be a real issue, but the design makes it easy to improvise. Using a 1/4" bit as a makeshift pin to index the next hole worked like a charm, and I walked away with perfectly spaced, vertically straight holes across multiple cabinet sides. Now, let's talk about real-world use. I've used this jig on everything from kitchen cabinets to a custom entertainment center, and it's performed consistently across the board. The spacing is dead on, and once you set your depth with the included stopper, you don't have to second-guess yourself on each hole. I love that it's compact enough to toss in my tool bag. I don't need a dedicated case or shelf for it. It's the kind of tool you can store for months and then pull out confident that everything you need is right there inside the main body. The onboard storage is genius. Drill bits, stopper, extra pins, all tucked away neatly. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to use a specialty tool, only to realize a critical piece is missing. Not here. This is clearly designed by people who understand how tools are actually used and abused in real shops and job sites. Whether you're a pro getting paid by the hour or a homeowner who just wants things to look clean and professional, that kind of thoughtful design saves time and eliminates stress. That said, it's not without its limitations. While the build quality feels strong overall, I've heard and seen in my own use over time, that the plastic housing can develop stress cracks if dropped or over-tightened. I've been careful not to over-tighten the thumb screws, and so far mine's holding up after a year of occasional use. But if you're someone who's rough on tools or plans to use this daily on job sites, that's something to keep in mind. It's built for accuracy and convenience, not necessarily heavy-duty punishment. The precision is excellent, but it demands a bit of care in handling. Also, while the 32mm spacing is the industry standard and works for most applications, if you're working with a non-standard system, this jig isn't going to adapt. It's not adjustable in that sense. It does what it's designed to do and does it well, but it doesn't try to be everything. Where this jig really shines is in repeatable accuracy. Once I get the first hole drilled, I usually use a small level to make sure it's perfectly horizontal, the rest line up flawlessly. I drilled over 30 holes across 4 cabinet sides for a built-in bookshelf, and every shelf sits completely level, no wobble, no misalignment. That kind of consistency is hard to achieve by hand, and even harder to explain to a client when it goes wrong. With a Milescraft jig, you're not just saving time, you're avoiding costly rework and the embarrassment of uneven shelves. It's especially useful when you're working alone and don't have a second set of hands to double-check your layout. The fact that it guides both hole spacing and depth means fewer variables, fewer mistakes, and more confidence in your outcome. All in all, I'd say the Milescraft 1343 shelf jig is one of those quiet heroes in your toolkit, not flashy, but incredibly effective when you need it. For $33, it's hard to find a better value for the kind of precision it delivers. It's fast, compact, well thought out, and makes a repetitive, tedious job almost enjoyable. I wish I had bought one years ago. I would have saved myself hours of measuring, marking, and second guessing. If you're upgrading a closet, building cabinets, or just want your DIY projects to look more professional, this tool is worth every penny. It's not indestructible, sure, but for average to moderate use, it's more than capable. I'd buy it again in a heartbeat, and honestly, I might grab a backup just in case. That's how much I trust it when it's time to drill shelf holes that need to be perfect. If you're ready to nail every shelf project with pinpoint accuracy, don't let this jig stay in the shadows of your toolkit. Like this video if it helped you up your game, and subscribe for more no-nonsense reviews that keep your build square, level, and stress-free. Because every hole you drill deserves to be a perfect one.